Do you know who Charlie Kirk was?
He was like a front runner for a lot of right wing ideology. He was very outspoken, had a lot of fans. Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about him being murdered while engaging in one of his tours?
I think that it's very unfortunate that it happened the way it did. It definitely that it happened in front of his family.
Okay.
I think that was definitely the most traumatic part about it, especially public in front of all of peers. That sucked. Yeah, it sucked. That's really all I have to say about it. It definitely sucked. It sucks to see such a measure be taken when it comes to stuff like that, because now we're going to see more of that stuff, and it's going to come from both sides, unfortunately. And right now we see a lot of the left doing it. There's going to be, unfortunately, a day where we see the right doing it, but it just incites more violence. You feel me?
Okay.
It gets people desensitized to stuff like that too.
How do you feel about him always having conversations about issues in the Black or Hispanic community when it involves violence, but then he was then unfortunately his life was taken by someone of his own race or demographic?
I think it's interesting that it was someone of his own race or demographic. Like a very situational, irony, because he literally was just talking about they asked him something about just gun violence in general, and he immediately started talking about gang violence, and then it happened.
Right
But
there.
yeah, it is ridiculous that something so poetic could happen in the real world.
For him to be unalived by a white person in front of white people and not by a Black person from Chicago. What do you think about that?
Um, I don't think it was a black person from Chicago that would have ever done it in the first place.
Okay.
If you're going to be a black person in Chicago, not only are the odds stacked against you, but as a person who's been on the outside and inside of that perspective where it's predominantly black in an environment where it's not the most, safe or nurturing for anyone to grow up in, they would never do that. And it's because of the stuff that is out of me, yours and I control. It's the stuff that we can't control that allows a breeding ground of hatred, violence, and I wouldn't say hatred, but definitely violence in the community. And it's unstoppable because we want to keep our Second Amendment right, and that's America.